Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And tonight I have a very cool tip for you using the Stamparatus and my featured stamp set for the month of July, the Prized Peony Bundle. Now I want to make sure that we are good to go and we're going to get started. Very easy tip, but when I seen it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is going to save me a ton of time this month because I use this stamp set for my In Color Club members, and I make each person 5 cards, one of each of the In Colors. So I have to make 50 cards every month. And this little tip brought to me by Cindy Westerink. She shared this tip and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Love it. Going to share it. So I've been making my in color cards and I used the tip that she shared with us, and I think that you are going to love it. It might be something that you've already seen before, but I hadn't, and it is awesome. I love it, love it, love it. Hey, Judy, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Nice to see you on. So let's switch the camera and get started on this awesome tip. All right, so again, I'm using the Prized Peony stamp set. It's actually a bundle because it has coordinating dies. This is the die we're going to use tonight. It goes with this stamp right here. Now, I've always told you stamp first and then die cut, but we're going to change that up tonight. Tonight, we are going to die cut and then stamp. Yes, you heard me right. We're going to die cut first and then stamp. Look at all these that I die cut and then stamped because I have to make 50 cards. And if you stamped it and then tried to match up your die, you're going to be using a lot of washi tape because you don't want it to move after you've stamped it. So there's a lot that would go in the trash, and I don't have time for that. So what I did was went ahead and die cut off 50 of my peony flowers out, and now we're going to stamp them. So it doesn't matter where I put it on my piece of cardstock, it's going to die cut the shape I want, and now we're going to stamp it. So don't listen to what I've said before. Stamp first, die cut. Tonight we are die cutting first and then stamping. And the beauty is these will stamp through 2 layers of the Whisper White. Not the thick, the thin, the Whisper White thin. So you can die cut double the amount in no time. So, all right, I went ahead and just on a piece of Whisper White, I die cut out the Prized Peony. That's all we got to do. One time die cut for the stamping. And I did that, let's see, 25 times because I doubled up to get 50 of the Prized Peony. You're going to use your Stamparatus. So we're going to open this up. What I did was I took my scrap paper and I cut it to fit right in here. So I think it's like 7 3/8 by 7 3/8. I'm going to take my magnets and I'm going to secure them in place. That way if it happens to slip out, it's always going to be, I know, right to the corner, perfect placement, right? Now we're going to take our stamp, whoops, and just place it anywhere we want. Stick it down in there, just like that. Going to take our ink pad. You've got to be kidding me. I am going to try this. My set came today. You will love, love, love. If you're going to make a lot like I did, 50 of these, to stamp them and then die cut them out and get them to look nice and perfect every time, this is the way to go. So you're going to ink that up. And I'm going to put some, I usually will put a stamp set, yep, there we go, underneath. so that it's at the same height. It makes inking it that much better. Okay, so it doesn't have to be inked that great. All I need is the image. Then we're going to take our die cut piece out and we're going to match that over the top. So we can see where the image would die cut out and just get that perfect placement. Then we're going to take some washi tape. Make sure that it doesn't move. And we're going to washi tape that in there. Oops. I think we're good. I just don't need it to move around. This is so beautiful. I love this. We're going to take our die cut pieces and we're going to place that down inside there, just like that. Going to take our ink. We're going to ink that up. And we're going to go down. Pick that back up. We're going to ink it again. This is where I've had a little bit of trouble, is sometimes it'll pick up my die cut. And I don't want that. I suppose you could put a little double-sided tape on the back so it doesn't move, but look at that. Perfect every time. So you can just keep putting them in. This is awesome. Way easier, way easier, way easier. It's not going to move. It's going to be the perfect die cut out every time. So you can see it took me no time at all to do 50 because I had them all die cut out. You can die cut willy-nilly. You don't have to worry about staying in the lines. Perfect every time. Now what I'm going to do is take these and put them in a notebook. So every time I want to do this, I don't have to die cut this anymore. I have my base. I can actually leave it stuck to this and just slide it back in place. The only problem is this wouldn't be in the same place. But you can keep your die cut because that you're going to place it in there anyway every time. Does that make sense? I love this. Isn't that cool? This was one of the best tips I've had in a long time. Perfect, perfect, right? You can do this with sentiments. So if you have a framelit that you like to use for your sentiments, you can do the same thing with sentiments. Die cut out the frame that you want. Don't you love that? Definitely makes life easier. 100%. So I can go on, but you've seen me do it. Way cool. So now I'll assemble one of the cards so you can see how the finished card came out. I've already got my card ready. I used the Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder on this part right here. Just going to take my die, flip that over, grab some dimensionals. Those are the tiny ones. I don't want them. And place them on the back. Genius tip. Love the tip. Love it, love it, love it. I knew right away I was going to have to share it with you guys because it has saved me a ton of frustration, because you know how sometimes you got your image stamped and you colored it in so beautiful, then you go with your die and it moves just as you're bringing it through the Big Shot and you're like, oh, I spent all that time coloring it. So not anymore. Love that. Just like that. And then I always have to have my pearls. Love my pearls. Little bling. So all my In Color Club members are going to be getting all 5 colors of the new In Colors. Each month they get 5 In Color cards. And this time I chose a different sentiment. These two are happy birthday, but this is happy anniversary, celebrate, and congrats. And I did use the Stamparatus on all my sentiments as well. And I went with the same color ink as the in color cardstock. So that is my tip for you today. If you enjoyed my tip, make sure that you share it. Love that. Share it. If you are new to my Facebook page or YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, or on Facebook, follow me and turn on notifications so you know when I go live. If you would like to purchase the Stamparatus or the stamp set or anything I used tonight, make sure you visit my blog, www.thestampcamp.com. This is the hostess code for this month, and you find the list of everything I used in the show more on YouTube, and then at the top of this video on YouTube. And tomorrow night I have a special party planned at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel. So stay tuned and tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We're going to have some fun. So that is it for tonight. Any questions? We had the shade. Oh, that shade. Oh, really? Beautiful. You had that shade when you were growing up. You are, hello from Stamp Campsite in southern France. What a beautiful card. Thanks for visiting. I appreciate that. Any other things? I think that is it. The cards are gorgeous. Again, if you like my tip, make sure that you share my video. I appreciate that so much. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.